It's
Is
that in tune?
What do you mean is it in tune?
It doesn't sound in tune. I don't know. You know more than me. Do you miss playing in the Selmas?
Yes, it was a good time. You know, we were actually chasing a dream. We gave up a business, a very good, successful business in Ireland. Mm-hmm. You know, we had our own business with our own hairdressing salon, huge salon, and 4 of us were working there, very busy, and we gave that up to chase a dream of music.
At what point, like, did you just go in one day and one of you said, I want to start a group, or I want to start a band, or did it occur?
No, we were very diplomatic in as much as that anything that happened in our lives, we discussed it, you know, and nothing was done by one person or two. It was a joint decision, and once we decided, you know, we originally we won a talent competition. We were just amateurs now. We won this talent competition in Derry, Stroke City, and we were then hired to do a 3-week tour of Scotland with the Alexander Brothers. So we did that and came back to Ireland, and then we were offered a summer season in Largs with Johnny Beattie, Hector Nichol, and a 15-week summer season. And on the strength of that, we sold the business, and we didn't, you know, I went over to Largs, and we arrived there by bus at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night with no digs, no place to stay, and there we were for 15 weeks, and it was great fun. It was hard work, but it was great fun, and we were so eager to please.
Oh, look at that! Look.
Now that was a talent show in Derry, Stroke City, way back, and we were joint winners against. She was a soprano.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, that was taken in the hairdressing salon. You see, them both wearing their hairdressing outfits, Anne and Christine, and I was still trying to grow a beard.
Is she just kidding on to play it?
She's playing it the wrong way around anyway.
You're joking.
She's
playing it the wrong way around.
She's playing it left-handed, but you see, the guitar wasn't in the shot. If you turned it the other way around, it was out of shot.
And Teresa, she was the one with the
high voice.
She
was the best singer of us all. We didn't realise it at the time, but she had such a remarkable soprano voice, untrained, that it was unbelievable.
I tried to.
She would do. I would do harmony, right, top harmony, and Terry would do my harmony an octave higher again. You know, so it was, you know, it was quite remarkable. It was a unique sound.
And they say that, like, family members, because they've grew up together, they have the same, what is it they've got in their voice that's...
It's like breathing together. It's like the Everly Brothers. I mean, you can't separate their voices from one another with a razor blade, because they breathe and sing as one, and that's what makes them so unique. So, I mean, we never... that's something that comes natural, I think, in a family group. You know, that they all know one another so well, that it's a great asset, because each one knows what the other one's doing, even thinking, sometimes, you know.
You taught me to harmonise, do you remember?
Yeah.
Well, we started singing, what, when I was about 14?
My head and feet, and in the middle I turn down to show the world.
No, I was just looking at that. I can't believe you've still got that.
I know. Program. I didn't think we had it, but it was my sister Anne. was living in the Shetlands at the time. She sent it out to me. She came across it in a trunk they had put past, you know, just of memorabilia.
That's them there.
Good
looking guys.
Oh aye, they're lovely people. Two of the nicest people I think I've ever met in show business, to be honest with you. They were so unaware of their own legendary status.
And look, there you are. Quibble Brothers.
Quibble Brothers,
proudly presents the Everly Brothers. There you are.
The Selmas.
And everybody's written on it. To Brenden, the most important Irish kid I know. What is it? Wake Up Little Susie? Is that
Wake Up Little Susie. They had lots of Bye Bye Love. Dream was a big one for them. Their advice to me at the time was, you know, sing your slow songs slower than they do it on the record, and sing your fast ones faster than you do it on the record.
Right.
And it's good advice.
Really?
Because you're appealing to a live audience. So the slow ones you want to really make them listen, and the fast ones you want them to be tapping their feet. So that was their advice, you know, and also, you know, they were kind, you know. I mean, they got all their equipment for nothing, like the Gibson Everly guitar, and they gave me a set of 12 machine heads, Gibson machine heads from a 12-string guitar at the time, and they were so generous and gave me strings, and they were just so nice, you know. You couldn't believe how generous they were.
And see, at that point, did you, I know you were doing like a lot of covers, but did you start to think, okay, I want to start writing for myself? Was that something
that came afterwards?
That came afterwards. When did you start writing your own material?
I was on the top of a bus in Glasgow, and a song came into my head and started writing. And the song was finished in, say, 5 minutes.
What was it about?
It was Hurt, that song Hurt. I think you've maybe heard it.
I've heard that.
So, I mean...
Hurt so easily by
that's the one.
I remember that from being little. I remember you
and
saying
then
that.
I wrote some more, and then I wrote a song for Eurovision in mind. You know, that was...
Did you?
It was called Price of Fame.
Never heard that. When I can remember, obviously when I was little, I can remember you playing in the house, I can remember you playing the guitar, and I remember you teaching me chords and stuff like that, and I was probably, what, about 13, 14? When I first, I think you got, or Santa got me a guitar.
Big Yellow Taxi.
Oh my god, it's nice.
Remember that?
I do,
That's about 10 years
used to
ago.
sing Big Yellow Taxi in McCabe's. In fact, was that not one of the first ones that we
it might have
sang?
been.
I remember, what age was that when we did that?
Height of nonsense anyway. But,
was that not only about...
But 16, 17.
I'm surprised they let me in the pub.
17.
Singing at night.
I know.
Yeah, bad. I remember I was that nervous to sing in front of anybody that I used to... Do you remember I used to sing with my back?
This was our venue then.
It's changed so much now though. It's like...
Happy memories of you when we first started here in McCabe's, you know, and McCabe's then, it's a different name now. I used to do the quiz in here and play a bit myself, and then introduced you, and you brought on a younger audience. You were very popular.
But I remember before that, my very, very first gig with you was alone near you in our
The
drums.
Engadine.
The Engadine.
That's right, you played drums.
Did I?
Aye.
No, I didn't.
You did, you played drums and you played drums singing. I was so proud you came along. And
I don't remember that.
aye, you played.
I must have only been about, what, 14?
14, 15, you were playing drums at school. I introduced you to the audience in the Engadine, which was a regular gig for me.
That's right. Oh my
And
God.
no, I was dead proud. So that would probably be is that not your first memory sort of playing with me?
Do you know something? I've probably chosen to block that out for a reason.
It's
I was
up to
probably
you.
terrified or something. I'm just trying to think back to like, because I remember getting my guitar one year, and I remember coming down the stairs and seeing the guitar sitting in the living room and thinking, oh my God, I've actually got a guitar. Because I remember watching you as a child, obviously, like playing, you were rehearsing for gigs and stuff like that, and I think to myself now that I've actually, like, I'm still trying, obviously as a singer and a musician, to make it, but it's a determination. I didn't have any idea, whereas you from a very young age with the Selmas, obviously having done what you've done in terms of like touring and gigging, it's the determination and the self-discipline that I feel sometimes I lack, that I really wish you would pass on to me, because
well, I'm sorry I can't
the-
pass it on to you because there's an awful lot of hard work involved. You know, for every minute you appear on stage, there's hours of rehearsal. For every minute, there's hours of rehearsal. So that when you go on stage, it comes across as being, you know, perfect. And that's what you have to do, you know.
In the Selmas, you did the summer season in Largs. Did you play along at what is now? It was the Barfields,
It's a
wasn't
Viking
it?
Gar now.
It's a Viking Gar now, but it
Yeah.
was the Barfields, because
Yeah.
there was someone who, in my old place of work, actually remembers you performing on
Really?
the stage. She remembers, she was only a child, she actually remembers you performing on the stage
That's
with the
amazing.
Selmas.
That's amazing.
Yep, and she was the Vice Principal of the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, Maggie Kinlaw, and she remembers, she gave me a lift home one night and she said, I remember your father singing in the Barfields.
Crazy.
Hearing your voice and having that amazing golden quality that I always say
Oh,
about your
thanks very
voice,
much.
no, it is, and I'm not just saying that because I'm your daughter, but that amazing golden quality that you have in your voice that so many of the greats have, but listening to that song, it actually gives me goosebumps, it actually gives me hairs in the back of my neck, and you know, you just have a feeling. I just have this feeling about that song, I just have this feeling, and I remember thinking about it last year when things were gloomy.
I'm coming home again. I've been away too long. I miss those misty days. Basically at the time, I suppose it was aimed at immigrants, you know, people had left Scotland, that, you know, when the tartan brigade goes abroad, they become more tartan than the Scottish people themselves. And they do.
It's totally true.
I thought we'd sing a wee kind of sentimental song from the West Coast, you know, and incorporate what you might see in your mind's eye of what Scotland is. It's mist, it's glens, it's mountains, you know, and it's feeling, it's history, and incorporate all that in the song. You know, so that's why I'm coming home again. I've been away too long, you know, which most people will feel that about Scotland, but there was no work for them here, so they had to go, you know. I miss those misty days, you know, and we have misty days, your glens, which are beautiful, in the mountain song. What stirs within me now to stay forevermore. So there was coming back, you know, and say, well, why did I leave here? You know, there's so much in Scotland. And, you know, I hear your sagebrush call along the shore. But many people have walked along a shore and listened to the water and the waves, you know, and that's part of their memory.
On the cover of the LP that you got done, you're standing
With Aaron in the background.
with Aaron in the background.
And that was just felt right at the time, you know, because of the song.
And who, you co-wrote that with someone, didn't you?
Gordon Davidson. Gordon had a big input in it. Clever guy. Nice song, you know. So
When did you actually
1980,
record that?
in 1985, I believe. It just didn't get the legs to go anywhere. It wasn't given enough publicity, but I thought it was a great song for anybody who's left Scotland and dreams of coming home.
I remember obviously hearing it as a child, plus the B-side of that LP is Another Thing Coming. And I think I was your biggest fan when I was wee, and I remember,
Laura.
You're welcome, but I remember listening to that song, and I think it speaks to me on such a personal level. It makes me feel so proud, one, that obviously you co-wrote it, and two, of my own Scottish heritage as well, in terms of you have that feeling that it wells up inside you, almost a bit like the scene that you talk about.
I could hear it being sung at Hogmanay, or in Ireland as we call it, a mahogany party. Would you believe that? It's one of those songs that just never got a chance, and it was played in West Sound by a man called John Carmichael, and he played it a few times, but it just never got the lift that it deserved. And I think it's a good song in its own right, that it stands up for itself, as an entirety.
It's got a double meaning for me though.
How do you mean?
Well, obviously you weren't well last year, you read your last rites.
I don't sound too good just now.
You don't sound too good just now. So, but you were obviously read your last rites last year, and that was really emotional for us. We thought we were going to lose you obviously, and then you decided to, just as we were waiting and you passing, you decided to sit up in bed, and I remember singing to you when you were ill.
That was another reason for me to go back into a coma, Lauren. No, seriously, it's I know it was a difficult time for everybody in the family, and everybody involved.
That's what made me think about the song as well. I know it was written when I was only about 4 or 5 years old, but I just have this feeling about the song, and for me it really makes me feel close to you. And I just think there's so many more people would love to hear it.
Well, it would be nice to leave something behind that meant something. And that people would play it and say, "Isn't that a good song?" That would be the icing on the cake for me if people said, "Oh, that's a very nice song."
Did you think I would be a singer?
Always knew you'd be a singer.
Did you?
I was always proud of you as far as your singing was concerned, and it's nice to pass something down in your genes to your kids, and you don't have to be a big name or a big success or for spotlights to shine on you all the time. For me to know that you can sing and make me feel happy, that's all a father wants from a child.
Do you have any regrets, like, over anything that you did or didn't do?
I wouldn't turn around and say, "Oh, I regret this or regret that," but it's been wonderful. And I would advise anybody that's got anything to do with music, stick in, do it, because as long as you've got music, you've got a life, because you can go anywhere with your music, whether it be on your own or with other people. It's nicer it's with other people. There's nothing better than a jam session. Where other people are sharing your love of music, and you get to shine in your little bits here, there and everywhere, and you sit back and enjoy other people shining, and that's what it is. It's a modest yet egotistical trade, and it's a fascinating, and as long as you've got music, there's nothing wrong with you.
I'm coming home again. I've been away too long. I miss those misty days, your glens and the mountain song. What stirs within me now to stay forevermore? I don't want anything else, you're what I've come home for. I hear your sea sprays is called alone along the shore. The sight of barren hills, I could not ask for more. What stirs within me now to stay forevermore? I don't want anything else. You're what I've come home for. I often wonder why I ever go away. Your history's in my blood, I know it's there to stay. What stirs within me now to stay forevermore? I don't want anything else. You're what I've come home for.
When's the last time you picked that up?
About 3 years. My fingers are sore.